All right, cheesers, let's go. Got some more Finals Season 2 gameplay for you guys today. This one I'm very excited to share because this is easily my best. I'm not even overhyping it. This is my best gameplay of the season so far. By far the one that I'm most excited to share. I do have stuff I want to talk about in the video, but I really wanted to get this out for the gameplay. And it's pretty rare. Even when I have like pretty solid gameplays, it's pretty rare where I'm like, dude, I got to get this gameplay up. But with this one, I really wanted to share it because this game was absolutely cracked. It was really fun. I haven't played this mode a lot. The mode is quick cash, but well, I guess that's kind of a natural segue. I'm gonna have to be trying some new game modes. So, going off of what I talked about in the last video, which wasn't super negative, but it was a little like concerned, I would say, was the last video. But I was like prepared to be negative about this update because of what was coming in it. I don't know why I'm like talking around it. The last video was about them announcing that they're going to get rid of unranked tournament and bank it in this update, which for the people that like bank it, they actually listened to the feedback and kept bank it. Unfortunately, I guess there wasn't as much, I guess there wasn't as many people. Perhaps I was the only one. No, there's no way I was the only one, but there wasn't as many people as vocal about unranked tourneys. So unranked tourney is still gone with this update, but if you guys liked bank it and were really into that mode, happy to say that that is still around. I never personally messed with it too much. I tried it a little bit. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Maybe I will give it another shot now that I'm looking for a different like casual game mode to play in the game. We'll see. But yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way right away. They did go through with the unranked tourney removal, but they did revert to the bank it one, and they kept bank it around. And I was prepared, like in the other video, I was a little concerned, and I was prepared to be pretty negative about the update because, you know, I like the unranked tourneys. Wasn't a huge fan of the removal. I'm still not a huge fan of the removal, but I'm happy to say I actually really like this update, and everything else about it is so good that I'm still pretty positive about it overall. So that's really nice to say, or that I'm really happy to say that. And there's a lot of they did a lot. Like this was kind of a stacked update for a few different like substantial changes, different things to talk about. So I'll probably have to do some separate videos on this one. I definitely will, because I'll be trying out like the different casual modes. Like again, in this one I'm playing quick cash. I'm probably gonna play more quick cash because this mode has potential. Because basically what it is it's like the final round of the tournament mode, right? It's like the final round, so it's first to 20k. And, all the vaults give 10k. But the twist is, in the final round, you'd have just the 2 teams. In this one, it's 3. So you're basically playing out that final round game type, but with no tokens. It's just infinite tokens. Don't have to worry about that. You still have like the team wipe extra respawn timer, but you don't have to worry about the tokens. And again, the extra team added in, which obviously adds a lot of chaos. And it can get pretty frustrating, but it also can be really freaking fun and can lead to some just insane moments in the game. And, streaming this game and also just like playing it, I want that. Like I want those entertaining, crazy, chaotic moments. Like that's kind of what makes this game fun, I think. And sometimes, even though I like the tournament mode, with the more competitive aspects of it, like the fact that the map is spread, that there's the 2 different cash outs that you can go to, and that there's 4 teams, but, like it could end up being 3 teams on one, and just 1 team getting away for free with the other cash out. Whereas in this mode, the 3 teams, it is 1 fewer team, but all the teams are just focused on that 1 vault, that 1 cash out, and they're just going for it the entire game. So even though I enjoy the tourneys and I enjoy the tourney format, the games of the tourney mode can have some lulls. They can have some lulls. They can have some slow points, and they can be a bit boring at times. Even though I do really enjoy it, I think everybody has had a round of that game mode that's kind of boring. I think everybody's had one. I find that really hard to happen in this mode, unless you get unlucky and like a bunch of the lobby is quitting, which I mean that's that'd make any game mode boring. Just the chaos, the constant action, like I love it. So yeah, I'm sad about the unranked tourneys getting removed, but I'm happy that it encouraged me to try something else, and that I really enjoyed this particular round of quick cash here. I enjoyed some of the other rounds I played of it, and I definitely want to play some more of it because it is cracked. It gets really cracked. Okay, so that was it for like the follow-up on the last video. Now I want to talk about well, there's a few different things in the update, but specifically in this video, I want to talk about the FCAR. So, the FCAR. They adjusted the recoil pattern on it, and I think this was a pretty noticeable adjustment. Now, to be fair, I use this gun very consistently. Recently, I used to play medium like the most for sure. Recently, and like particularly in Season 2, definitely have played a lot more heavy, especially with me playing a lot of ranked. I played a lot more heavy, but I still play medium a pretty frequent amount. I still use the FCAR, you know, pretty consistently when I play medium. So I'm pretty used to the gun, and I'd say I have a decently good feel for, you know, how it was pre-patch. And I gotta say, this recoil adjustment is pretty noticeable. It's not the biggest recoil adjustment. Like, it's not, I don't think it's killed the gun, but it's definitely made it harder to use, especially at medium to long ranges for sure. Long range is like really tough now. Close range, you don't notice it that much. So if you stick to close range, you're not going to notice this recoil change that much, which, I mean, is unsurprising, right? Like, unless you make some very aggressive recoil changes, like close range, it's always going to be a bit easier. But medium range, you could definitely start to feel it a bit. And again, long range, it hurt the gun quite a bit, I would say, which is good, because that's I would argue that's like the big problem with the FCAR, is that like close and medium range, it being pretty strong, you know, especially at the medium range, I think is fine. And I think it's kind of like what they're going for. But it being like a sniper too on top of that, and the way you could like beam people at longer ranges, feels very difficult to do that now, in my opinion. And I think that's a good thing. I think the gun feels like it's in a better spot. Now, is it dethroned, right? Is it not the best weapon to use as medium? Is it not, you know, a lot of people would consider it OP. Is it not OP anymore? I don't know if I would go that far. It's still really good, and it's still probably going to be my go-to on medium, and it's still probably going to be the meta, and it's still probably going to be a lot of people's go-to. But it definitely does feel a bit worse. It feels a little more skillful to use. I like that they adjusted the weapon in a way like that, where, you know, it'd require a little more skill to use as well. So yeah, a little bit, it's a little bit worse at range. It's a little bit harder to use. I like it. I like it. I'm not saying that it's like perfectly balanced and that they should, you know, not adjust the FCAR again. But I think this is a really good step in the right direction. And, you know, playing with it, I don't feel, even though this is I know this is going to look kind of funny because this is a crazy gameplay. But, you know, playing with it, I don't feel like, oh, this thing is just like ridiculous absurd. I feel like I really got to like lock in a bit more now, especially for those medium long range gunfights. And like getting killed by it too. Close range, it still can melt and beam, and, you know, that's unsurprising. But like medium and long range, I feel like I noticed people missing a couple more shots than average, and that's not a bad thing for this gun. So I think the game feels a bit better with this FCAR nerf, even though it may not, again, it may not have put the AK to the forefront. You know, it might not be in the spotlight. The FAMAS may not be in the spotlight. But they're definitely more usable, and it's definitely a little more competitive. So it's good. It's good. They also made, what was this? Decrease the damage, fall off multiplier, and max range. Okay, yeah. So it, on top of the recoil adjustment, they literally made it do. They literally dropped the long range damage on the FCAR as well. So yeah, the recoil plus that, yeah, they definitely wanted to keep this thing more to close and medium range, which is fine. I think that should be, you know, that's like what the gun should be. So I'm pretty happy with that. And they also did a bunch more stuff. I'll have to talk about it all specifically in different videos, but the DLC weapons, all of the DLC weapons got adjustments in this update. For this video in particular, because I'm talking about the FCAR and because the FAMAS is in the same class, I'll talk about the FAMAS. They adjusted the recoil pattern. They're supposed to make it easier on the FAMAS, but I'm not sure how this works exactly, because I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but I feel like it is. It feels like it's bugged at the moment, and sometimes I load in with the FAMAS, and I swear that shit has no recoil. I swear that gun has no recoil at all. And then some games I load in, and it feels exactly how it did pre-patch. I don't know if I'm going crazy. I don't know if anybody's confirmed it yet, but it definitely feels that way. So I can't really talk about the FAMAS yet. I would say that if you get the bug, if it's really a thing, where it has the low recoil, then yeah, the FAMAS actually feels a lot more competitive now. It's just so easy to use when you get it. But if not, then I'd still probably avoid it at the moment. So yeah, that one's kind of hard to talk about. But the AK and the FAMAS both, that being said, definitely more viable options for medium class with this F card nerf, and that's just a good thing overall. And made the weapon more skillful. Like, yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm really happy about this, and that they didn't like quite kill the gun, right? This was a good move in the right direction without completely killing the gun. Look at this gameplay, look at these stats. It's certainly still very usable and can be very strong. So if you've played with it, you know, what do you guys think of the FCAR nerf and how it works into the balance of things, and the final Season 2 as a whole so far? I've been having fun, and I've been liking this update, and I want to make some more videos on it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was a crazy gameplay. Loved playing through that match. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.